Haven't you heard yet? The Paladins have arrested Bennett.
Gone about it differently.
Don't say you didn't.
What happened?
Well, we were in the city to shop when all of a sudden we heard a scream. Someone yelled, "There they are! Get them!" Boy, was I scared. I took to my heels and ran like the demons were after me. Bennett was right behind me. I don't know what happened, but when I got outside the city, he had disappeared. I must have lost him in the city.
I've got my own opinion.
So why was Bennett arrested?
Murder. Bennett is supposed to have murdered a paladin. What nonsense. I was with him the whole time.
So why don't you go to town and explain the whole thing?
They'd stick me in the slammer as his accomplice. Nah, certainly not in the current situation.
You have to step in and
Situation?
You know, Onar in the city. That's bound to come to a bad end.
I hardly know what to believe anymore. But he knew that all
How did the mercenaries here on the farm react?
Well, I don't know exactly what they're planning, but some of them are really pissed off.
He didn't get that from me.
I can understand that.
If it were up to them, they'd rather attack the city today than tomorrow to get Bennett out. Talk to Lee. Maybe there's something you can do.
That's not what I heard.
But he knew that all along.
You hardly know who to believe these days. I agree with you completely.
He knew that all along.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
He really didn't deserve that.
What about
That's
Bennett?
not what I
So
heard.
you heard about that? The bastards have locked him up, just like that.
knew that
As
all
if I
along.
didn't have enough problems with my own people. Now I have to take care of the paladins too.
It was just like you said.
What will you do about Bennett?
I don't know yet. A few of the boys would like to run to the city and knock Lord Hagen's teeth down his throat. Luckily, we don't have enough people for an operation like that. And besides, it's not my
Hardly know
style.
who to believe these days.
Are you going to stay here and see what happens then?
Of course we got
Certainly not. Lairs is still in the city and trying to find out how we can get Bennett out of there. Until that happens, I'm trying to calm my people. I only hope that Lairs doesn't take too long.
me you didn't know
Oh yes, before I forget, Buster wants to talk to you. He wouldn't tell me what it was
Belly Aura
about.
himself
Maybe
was
you should
after
go
him.
see him.
All that matters is strength. So don't tell me that.
Can I help you in this matter with
We
Bennett?
got him in the
Sure,
end.
a bit of intelligence and sanity certainly wouldn't hurt in this
amazes
matter.
me anymore.
Innos knows there are enough idiots running around here.
Touching that.
Go to the city and see if you can find a way
Never
to
would've
get
thought of
Bennett
that
out
himself.
of there. But don't be too long about it. I don't know how much longer I can keep the men under control.
Do you really believe that?
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
Don't tell me you didn't know that. I can't help him.
I don't believe this is going to change. That's the first I've heard of it.
Well, you listen to the wrong people. That's not what I heard.
I already thought as much. Can't go on like this forever.
I never knew.
That's the truth.
That's all just gossip.
So, back to working in the fields.
Hey, the guy who saved my life. Yeah, it's more hard labor for me now. Especially with those two nutty brothers. Aw, man. The bandits weren't that bad.
So, back to working in the fields?
Hey, the guy who saved my life. Yeah, it's more hard labor for me now. Especially with those two nutty brothers. Oh man, the bandits weren't that bad. You're still here?
Obviously. Still miffed?
Never mind, forget about it. Say, have you been to Lobart's farm lately?
Maybe. Why?
Oh, nothing important. I just wanted to talk to Vino again about his still.
Still? What still?
Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. Vino's always been very particular about his little secret. Whatever. Now I've let it slip out anyway. Back in the woods, Vino set up a secret still. A while ago, he asked me to get him something to grease his portcullis with. It's rained a lot recently and the thing rusted shut on him. Now the winch is stuck and no one can get in anymore. What a mess.
And? Have you got the grease?
Yeah, sure. The best there is. Mole rat fat. Terrible stuff, let me tell you. It's even used to grease ships' cannons.
Sell me the grease.
That won't be cheap, pal. It's damn rare in this part of the country.
How much?
100 gold coins?
It's a deal.
All right, here you go. Oh dear, Vino's gonna kill me.
Nothing to be had there. Nothing to plunder. Nothing to plunder. Nothing to be had there. Nothing to plunder. Nothing to be had there. Nothing to plunder. Nothing to be had there. Nothing to plunder. Nothing there. Nothing to be had there. Nothing to be had there. Nothing to plunder. Nothing there. Nothing to plunder. Nothing there.
Hey, you bum. You haven't come about that sheep, have you?
You stole the sheep from Akil the farmer.
So what? What are you gonna do about it?
Give me that sheep or I'll punch you in the eye.
Then look out, boy. All hell's about to break loose. Hey, you.
Give me.
Then look out.
Deserve that lowlife. Deserve that lowlife.
Another one.
Another of those scummy beasts.
Nothing to be had there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Come with me. I found the sheep rustlers. You were right. Those fellows in the forest cave did it. They'll never steal sheep from you again.
Thanks. You sure are a strange mercenary. Not at all like the others I know. Take this as a small token of thanks for the selfless favor you did for me. Very good. Here's a few gold coins. I hope it's enough.
I don't have any time now.
Hey, you! Any news of Bennett?
They seem to have taken him to the barracks and tossed him into the dungeon.
How can we get him out of there?
I don't have any ideas so far. I can't get to his cell to talk to him. All I can do is keep my ears open, but there isn't much to learn around here.
As if I didn't have enough problems.
Any news?
You could say so. The Paladins have arrested Bennett, our smith.
So I've heard. That's a bad business.
You can say that again.
I'd have gone about it differently. As if I didn't have enough problems. That's really not my problem.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Where did you pick that up then?
I'm not telling you anything new.
Hey, you! Any new developments in the last few days?
Just go down the path to the city. If you run into a fellow with a black robe, then you'll know what's new.
How are your sheep?
As if that would interest you at all. You have other problems.
My problems? What would you know about that?
You filthy mercenaries only think of one thing. How do I get other people's money into my pocket?
What's your problem?
I blame that moonshine rotgut. Vino palmed off on me a few weeks ago. I can hardly remember anything at all, man. I only know that my walking stick has been missing since then.
And that's what you're raising such a ruckus for?
That's easy for you to say. It doesn't belong to you.
Hey, you! I think this walking stick belongs to you.
That's terrific.
Just a moment. First, you pay for it.
But I don't have much.
Then think of something else.
Okay, how about this? Yesterday I saw some bandits run past with a few bags of gold. If I tell you where they keep their booty, can I have my walking stick back?
All right.
Okay. You just go west to that piece of woods over there. You'll find a ravine there. You should find something in the cave there.
Hey!
Valentino was unable to pay his bar tab last night. He was blathering something about having been robbed and paying me later. Really?
And what did you do?
Well, I gave him a good thrashing. What else?
Here, take this ring.
What? Oh, I don't understand.
It used to belong to Valentino. You're welcome to pass it on to the next person who tans his hide.
Wolves as well as sheep. Last of all arose the human. And Adanos was pleased with what happened. Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinthus, by the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen.
Who's staying here at the moment?
Almost all of them are traveling traders from the market.
Aha.
Don't even think about messing with their stuff. I don't want any trouble here.
How's it going?
You don't look like you care about other people's worries in the least.
Well, that depends.
That depends on how much there is to be had, you mean? I can't use the likes of you around here.
I have a...
Don't even...
I've been able to rescue some of the missing people.
How many people did you find?
All those who were still alive.
All? That was a grand deed.
What about Bennett, the blacksmith?
You mean the mercenary? He is sitting in jail where he belongs.
Can I talk to him?
Certainly. Just go in. But if you try to help him escape, you will be in for it.
So, doing all right?
Go ahead, mock me. Eventually you'll get what's due to you, I swear.
You dare show your face here. I cannot prove it, but I bet that you played a part in this dirty game. It's your fault that I'm here. Yours and that of this damned Canthar. May Innos punish you.
Hey, you!
You haven't come to get your buddy out of here, have you? Forget it. As soon as I raise the alarm, the boys will be here in an instant. And then, we'll have us some minced mercenary.
I want to see the prisoners.
Yeah, go ahead and say goodbye to your pal.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Innos. The mercenary Smith Bennett, who treacherously murdered the paladin Lothar, has been condemned in the name...
How come you're in the slammer?
Those swine have thrown me in the hole. I'm supposed to have murdered a paladin. But I didn't do it. They're only trying to frame me.
Why would they do that?
How would I know? You've got to get me out of here. Talk to Lord Hagen. Tear down the wall. Who cares? Just do something.
Who was murdered?
I have no idea. One of the paladins. I don't know them.
Have you got a name?
Some Lothar, I think. Well, I don't know. I'm not really sure. You had better ask Lord Hagen. He knows all the details.
Do they have any evidence against you?
They say they have a witness who recognized me.
Well, do you know who the witness is?
No, all I know is that he's lying.
Who's leading the investigation?
Lord Hagen himself. Since the victim was one of the paladins, this falls under martial law.
What does that mean?
That's easy to guess. If I don't get out of here, they're gonna let me swing without further ado. You've got to help me, or there'll be a war. Lee's not gonna take this lying down. You can figure out for yourself what that means.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is The sentence is death by hanging. The execution will take place in a few days.
And Beliar spoke to another creature. But animals
You listen to the wrong...
There you are again.
I've got a few skins for you.
Wolf skin, that's good. A warg skin? Those beasts are tough. Ah, even a shadow beast skin. Those are worth a lot. What the hell is this skin?
I ripped a troll off for that one.
That is worth a small fortune. Good work. Come see me again when you have more.
Hardly know who to believe these days.
I'm not touching that.
Is it really true?
Will it ever change?
I've got no time for things like that.
Innos enlightens all those who recognize his wisdom.
I need to talk to you about Bennett.
But that's the mercenary who murdered one of my men.
I believe that Bennett is innocent.
The evidence is clear. He is guilty.
So what if the proof is wrong?
Be careful what you say. You raise some serious accusations. If you cannot present me with evidence that the witness lied, then you had best hold your tongue.
How come you're so sure that Bennett is the killer?
We have a witness. As you can see, there is no doubt about the mercenary's guilt.
Who is that witness?
Cornelius, the governor's secretary, saw the murder. His description fits Bennett, no doubt about that. As far as I am concerned, that settles the matter. The mercenary will hang for treason. He would have never thought of that himself. It's really not my problem.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
I never knew that.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Hey! Show...
May Innos watch over you always.
Hey, you. Hey, you. Ever been to the monastery?
Maybe. Why?
Are they still taking on people? I wouldn't know where else to turn.
Where do you come from?
I used to be captain of a big whaler, my boy. The sea is my home. My ship, the good old Magdalena, was sunk by pirates a few months ago, and now I'm stranded here. All I ever wanted was to go back to sea. Since I've come here, not one schooner is called at this accursed port. The only ship which is anchored in Corinthus is that blasted war galley of the king, and they don't take on anyone. So what else can I do? There's no work for me in town. I've tried everything.
You'd better get off the road.
Don't worry. I've already noticed that the wilderness out here has become damn dangerous in the last couple of days.
How did you get to the monastery so fast?
What kind of a question is that? I crept through the pass and made my way straight to the monastery. Admittedly, it was never easy avoiding all the monsters making themselves at home on this side of the valley, but ultimately I encountered fewer problems than I expected.
Do you know anything about the hooded figures?
No, but I have a bad feeling about those guys. Be careful if you run into them.
Do you know where the others are?
Gorn seems to have coped with his stay in Garan's dungeon very well. In any case, he wanted to go to Lee and see what was happening on the farm. After the grub they serve in the dungeon, he's probably stuffing his face right now and putting the mercenaries' provisions to a real test. Diego mumbled something about a reckoning. No idea what he meant by that. But I suspect he's in the city. You know him. Always there when there's something to be had.
I need to get into the monastery. It's urgent.
I can't let you into the monastery. I'll get in trouble with the High Council. Without the permission of my superiors, I can't let anyone into the monastery.
I've got a letter from Lord Hagen.
Show me. All right, here's the key to the monastery. Pyrokar is in the church. Why haven't I heard about this before?
I used to say that myself.
I've come from the old Valley of Mines.
What do you have to report?
The enemy has formed up there with an army of orcs and dragons.
We have already learned that from Milten. But what about the king's shipment of ore?
The mine they are digging for Garand in the valley cannot satisfy the demands of the king.
The days are becoming grayer, and the light of the sun is ever weaker.
I was attacked by men in black robes.
I know. Those are the Seekers, henchmen from the nether realms of Beliar. Beware of them. They will try to take possession of you. Once possessed, you will no longer be yourself. Only here in the monastery could you find help then, so be careful. Here, this rune will bring you directly back to the monastery if you need our help. Remember, we must offer resistance or we shall all be doomed.
I have come to take the Eye of Innos.
I see that you have received an authorization from Lord Hagen himself to bear the Eye of Innos. I am afraid that I have to disappoint you. We have fallen victim to a treacherous plot of the enemy. The Eye of Innos has been violently taken from these sacred walls.
Who did this?
Evil is cunning and usually works in secret. Only rarely do you see it emerge to pursue its evil machinations in broad daylight. But these days, it's a different matter. The enemy now shows himself openly in the street, in every home and every public square. This can only mean that he no longer fears any adversary and is not going to shrink back from anything. One of our most faithful followers, a candidate for the high robe of the Magicians of Fire, has changed his allegiance unexpectedly, and in an alarmingly evil manner. Pedro. The enemy has taken possession of him, thus inflicting a terrible defeat upon us. Pedro has forced his way into our most sacred halls and stolen the eye. I fear that he simply spent too much time by himself, outside of the gates, and thus beyond the protective walls of the monastery, exposed to all lurking dangers.
Where did the thief flee to?
Pedro knocked down some of the other novices who tried to stop him and disappeared into the morning mist. Many novices have gone after him to bring the eye back to its place unharmed. If you want to catch up with him, you need to hurry before Pedro disappears out of your reach. One more little thing. Stay away from the roadside shrines. We have heard that some of them have been desecrated. No one can say what effect they have now. It is not your task to solve this problem. The paladins will take care of this matter.
Not so fast. I have another task for you. A mercenary for hire of your kind could be of use to us in this matter.
Whom should I kill?
For Innos' sake, no one, of course. This business demands a bit more finesse, you lout. Salandrill, the alchemist from the upper end of town, is guilty of a serious crime and must be punished for it. However, he has refused to come to the monastery to be judged. Bring him here. How you accomplish this does not matter to us. You will, of course, be rewarded.
No problem. I'll take care of it.
Good. We expect to hear from you in a few days.
Is there anything else you want to tell me?
Dismissed. You know what you have to do.
Any news?
No. Nothing which you do not already know, brother.
Been there, done that.
I do not know why you were allowed to enter the monastery. I am Palin, and I am responsible for our novices. I do not want you to keep them from their work with stupid questions. Is that clear?
I'm staying out of it.
Sure.
I certainly hope so.
You better watch out who you tell that.
Where can I find...
Can't rely on that.
So it says in the scriptures.
The path of virtue is long, rocky.
How's it going?
I thank Innos that I can be here in the monastery. The path of virtue is long, rocky.
You already know what I think.
What are you planting here?
We're trying to grow healing plants that Master Neoras can use to brew potions.
You already know what I think.
So, how's it going?
You are only a guest here in the Monastery of Innos, and therefore you should act accordingly and not disturb me while I am working. Good day.
The path of virtue is long, rocky.
So it says in the scriptures.
What are you doing here?
I must not speak with you. It's not looked on with favor if we talk to strangers.
That doesn't sound terribly happy.
Well, I mean, everything is just fine, really. Only, I don't want to complain.
That isn't true.
Oh, come on, you can tell me.
And you really won't tell the magicians?
Do I look like I would?
All right. I have a problem with one of the novices. He's got a hold over me.
Come on, spit it out then.
Igaraz, that's the novice, found some of my private papers. He threatened to give them to the magicians if I don't do what he says.
What kind of documents are those?
That's, nobody's business. It's entirely my affair.
Come on, tell me.
They are, entirely normal documents. Nothing special.
I won't ask any further. Maybe I can help you.
You would do that?
Well, that depends, of course.
Naturally, I'd pay you for that.
How much?
Of course, I don't have much money, but I could give you a spell scroll. I have a healing spell.
Can't go on like this forever.
I'll see what I can do.
Honestly, it just has to work. It has to. So, you only need to find out where Igaraz keeps the stuff. Then you swipe it from him, and everything will be just fine.
Relax. You just continue for now. I'll see to the rest.
That isn't true.
Those are all just rumors.
Same old thing all over again. What can I do for you?
We need to talk about Babo.
Yes? What's wrong?
You've got something which belongs to Babo.
What might that be?
A few papers. Babo would like them back.
He would, wouldn't he? I can imagine. Unfortunately, I prefer to keep them, which brings us to a bit of a dilemma.
Where have you got the papers?
Well, of course I don't have them on me. I'm afraid I can't help you further.
Where are they?
I have them safely locked up, and you will never get the key from me.
How are the sheep?
How do you think they are? They stand around and munch grass. I'd rather know what's happening outside. The magicians seem to be very nervous.
Pedro betrayed us.
I'd heard that, but I didn't know that you were aware of that too. That's why I didn't say anything. Is the enemy stronger than us? I mean, can we defeat him?
We're not dead yet. Strangers in black robes roam the countryside.
What do you mean? What sort of strangers?
Nobody knows where they've come from. They wear long black robes and they cover their faces. They seem to be some kind of magician. At least they're capable of magic.
That sounds very disturbing, but I'm sure that the High Council will solve this problem.
There are dragons in the Valley of Mines. They are besieging the royal troops together with the army of orcs.
Dragons? I always thought they only existed in horror stories.
They're there, believe me.
But the King's Paladins will deal with them, won't they?
We'll see. What's your job here?
I prepare the Paladins for their fight against evil.
What is evil?
Evil is everywhere. It is the power of Beliar, the eternal adversary of Innos. It is the all-encompassing blackness which seems to blot out the light of Innos forever. Beliar is the Lord of darkness, of hate, and of destruction. Only those among us in whose hearts burns the holy fire of Innos will bear the radiant light of Innos into the world and banish the darkness.
But there are only magicians and novices living in the monastery.
That is correct, in contrast to our community which honors the word of Innos. The Paladins honor the great deeds of our Lord above all else. We are the representatives of Innos, but the paladins are his warriors, who go into battle in his name and increase his glory.
Is there anything you can teach me?
I am an expert in the magic of ice and the magic of thunder. I can teach you their power. However, I only instruct magicians.
See, that wasn't so hard. What do you want here? Go! See, that wasn't so hard.
What do you want here? Go! Smart kid.
Just beat it. Just beat it.
I'll never get this open without the right key.
Smart kid.
I've got your documents.
Really? Oh, thanks. You've saved me. I don't know how to thank you.
Yeah, just calm down.
Are they really mine? Are you sure? Show me.
Here they are.
Yes, they're complete. Did you look at them?
Does that make a difference?
No, just as long as I have them back. Whew, now I hope I can rest easy again. What did you want in there?
I'll never get this open without the right key.
Can I be of assistance to you?
What's your task here?
My tasks are many and varied. Not only am I the steward, but I am also the treasurer. Moreover, I supervise the wine cellar, and I'm in control of the monastery's food supplies. So, if there's anything you need, you can always come to me and get it. For a modest contribution, that is.
I need a few things.
Wait, mercenary. I need to talk to you.
What do you want?
The monastery is facing a very delicate situation. At the moment, everyone seems to mistrust everybody else. And then, this thing with Pedro, that's extremely... I have an assignment for you from the highest authorities. You're not a member of the Brotherhood of the Fire, and therefore, the only one here who can settle this matter for us. But I must warn you, if I give you this assignment, you'll be bound to fulfill it too. Once you know what it's about, you'll have no choice. Do you understand?
Tell me what you want.
All right, then listen well, for I'm only going to say this once. Serpentis wants you to kill Pedro for his treason. As soon as you lay your hands on him, you will be paid as soon as this task is fulfilled. I never said that, and you haven't heard anything either. Understand?
I'll never get this open without the right key.
I'm staying out of it.
Anything's possible.
I'll never get this open without the right key.
Nothing's ever gonna change that.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
I'll never get this open without the right key. I'll never get this open without the right key.
What's wrong? Why are you bothering me? Can't you see I'm in the middle of an extremely complicated experiment?
I didn't mean to disturb you.
You already have. Well, what do you want?
Can I learn from you?
I pass on my knowledge only to members of our church.
Could you brew me a potion?
Do you doubt my abilities? I can brew any potion.
Fine.
Not so fast. Naturally, you must bring me the ingredients and pay a small fee for expenses, as well as for the materials.
How much do you ask?
For the brewing itself, I charge 10 gold pieces.
Hey, you! Brew me...
All right.
Yes,
Good.
Brew me a...
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Brew...
All right.
Yes, here.
Good. All right, you don't have the necessary...
You are not permitted to go further. Turn back.
That's no secret.
As if I don't have enough problems.
Damn it! What do you... The hammer has disappeared. I have failed. Now Innos will punish me.
We really should have known better.
There've been all kinds of...
Go away, don't tell me that. That's not what my husband thinks.
I never knew that.
Don't say you didn't know that.
It's not what I heard.
I couldn't get away with that.
That's really not my problem.
And there's more, believe me.
Here's the sacred hammer of the magicians.
I'm truly impressed. You're really serious about this, aren't you? Here's your pay. Fine. If that's how it is, I have another task for you already. Some days ago, several prisoners escaped from the local jail. Those bastards have taken off to the mountains, somewhere in the direction of Zardas's new tower. The name of their leader is Morgahard. I want you to kill him. Go! Hurry before they're gone for good.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
You don't have to tell me that.
I'd have done it differently.
It was just like you said.
It's not what I heard.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Hey, You didn't look all that hot.
These headaches just won't stop. There's something brewing. I think I'll have a rest first.
Hey!
You haven't come to take us back to jail, have you?
You better stay away from me if you don't want to land in jail.
Where is Morgahard, your leader?
We split up, so we wouldn't get caught so quickly. No idea where the others are.
Too bad. Then I guess I'll have to get the judge.
Okay. I suppose some of us have made off to the tavern, but you didn't hear that from me, okay?
Listen to the wrong people. It had to happen sooner or later.
He never would have thought of that himself.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
That's...
No idea.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Tell me that isn't true.
Will it ever change?
No one really wants to hear that.
You haven't come to take us back to jail, have you?
Hey, you!
What do you want from me?
Where is Morgahard, your leader?
I don't want any trouble.
I'm
Go to the
staying out of it.
landowner. He wanted to hide himself with the mercenaries and now
telling you
leave
anything
me
new.
alone.
It had to happen sooner or later.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
I'm staying out of it.
I agree.
Hey! You are Morgahard.
How come you know my name?
The judge is looking for you. You fled from his jail. What'd you do? Steal his wallet?
Not his. The governor's. And on his behalf, too. Well, after we attacked the governor, he didn't want to share the booty with us. And had us arrested. We didn't want to wind up on the gallows. So we fled. We thought they'd never catch us that way. That seems to have been a mistake.
Thinks it's as easy as that.
I'm not telling you anything new. Nothing amazes me anymore.
The things I could tell you.
The judge ordered me to kill you.
Yeah, sure. That's why you're here, isn't it?
What can we do against the judge?
Nothing at all. He sits up there in the upper end of town like a spider in his web. Untouchable.
I wouldn't say that. We'd only need some proof of his guilt in the matter concerning the governor.
Proof, you say? I have that. But who'd listen to a convicted criminal?
Give me your proof, and I'll see to it that no one will hunt you again.
Are you sure? All right. Here, take this letter. It bears the judge's signature. Even if it doesn't change my guilt, it should be enough to confirm that he was an accomplice in the business. I'm no better off myself.
I couldn't care less.
There's nothing you can do about it. That's all just gossip. Really not my problem.
I'm not touching that.
No one really wants.